An 11-year-old Muslim girl in a Toronto suburb claimed she was walking to school the other day when she was attacked by a man who came up from behind and tried to cut her hijab off with a pair of scissors. The whole national media and then the international media jumped on the story without any skepticism. Politicians, Muslim lobbyists, everyone said it was proof of rampant, violent Islamophobia. Except now police say it was a hoax. The whole thing was made up. The media should have known better, but they just love the narrative too much. Evil, racist Canadians picking on a poor Muslim girl. They couldn't resist running with that smear. It was odd, though, because as you can see in this photo taken of her that very morning, she was wearing a coat with a big winter hood on it. So how did her so-called attacker even see the hijab coming up from behind? And how could he get the hood off and then take out a pair of scissors that he just happened to be carrying randomly and then carefully cut the hijab, careful enough not to poke the girl, and for a long enough period of time to cut a whole foot of cloth? That sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? And she says she didn't try to run away. That's odd. She says he ran away. And then she went to join some other kids, but then she says he came back and tried to do it again. But no one else witnessed any of this, though, other than her little brother. And the funny thing is, despite being assaulted by a man on a street with a weapon twice, this 11-year-old girl was cool as a cucumber doing a national televised press conference literally 90 minutes later. And her brother, too, he was there, just laughing and smiling through the whole press conference. That's weird, isn't it? This press conference was at the school. When was the last time a school just let cameras come in and film children? When the criminal was still on the loose, perhaps in the neighborhood? When was the last time police permitted a child victim of a crime to give a national press conference before the investigation had even started? Or to even have that child's name and photo published? When was the last time a mother whose daughter was just attacked and whose younger son witnessed that attack was not only fine with all this, but she seemed to be orchestrating it? Do you believe that? Well, all the media did. It was weird, though. The police first announced the reported crime at 8:52 a.m. There are a lot of crimes in the big city of Toronto, but the media just seemed to know that this one would be newsworthy. And the CBC, the state broadcaster, really seemed to know. They had someone write up a story just 45 minutes after the 911 call. That's pretty amazing. How did that just happen? I mean, just to get from the CBC's headquarters downtown to the school itself, that's a half-hour drive. How was it physically possible for the CBC to learn about this crime, decide it was important enough to cover, dispatch a reporter, check the facts, write it, and publish it in less than 45 minutes? Isn't that weird? Oh, and then the police went to the school to be part of the press conference with the girl and her brother and her mother. How did that just happen? Who approved that? At the police. Who approved that at the school? Can I show you a clip? Here's a clip the state broadcaster, the CBC, put online. I'm going to show it to you in full for various reasons, including the fact that the CBC ran this video despite the CBC's policy of not airing children except for in extreme circumstances, especially not airing children who are victims of crimes. And the fact that they did so and the CBC was so credulous, listen to this clip.
This morning, me and my brother were walking together to school, and sadly, someone insulted me by cutting my hijab 2 times, and I felt really scared and confused because I didn't feel comfortable that people are doing this, and yeah.
This happened one time, and then did you scream? Is that right? Or?
Yes, I screamed.
And what did the man do?
The man, he just ran away.
And then, is it right that you crossed the street after that?
Yes, we followed this crowd of people to be safe. So.
And then, did the man come again, or was that the last you saw of him?
He came again.
And what happened when you saw him again?
He continued cutting my hijab again.
Did he say anything to you?
All that he had to do was smile. He just smiled and ran away. I feel this is terrible, and I do not like it, and I feel like this should stop, and yeah.
What would you say to that man if he's watching you right now?
I think this is what you're doing is really wrong. You should not act like this, and especially I'm a kid, and yeah.
I got a call from the school, and I was just very sad. And I came to the school right away. I'm just so happy she's safe. But this community is so supportive. The principal, the school, and everyone's been so supportive. And yeah.
So the girl screamed and he ran off and she went to find other kids, but he came back apparently a second time and no one else saw him, even though she was with the kids now. And the man didn't really say anything. He was just smiling a bit, sort of like her brother there was smiling and laughing at the press conference. And that niqab wearing mother, oh, she loves Canada, doesn't she? She's just so upset that racists in Canada would do this. Well, she wasn't upset as much as our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, and half the Liberal cabinet, who miraculously all knew about this story almost as quickly as the CBC did. Trudeau was outraged at Canadians, how awful we are as a country, how Islamophobic we are. We deserved his scolding. Police had just started their investigation. There were no charges laid, no suspects, no trial, no nothing, but Trudeau knew what he had to do. If there's a hijab in the news somewhere, Trudeau will be along shortly. Half of the Liberal cabinet weighed in too. Mariam Monsef, of course, implying that Canadians are all closeted bigots. Catherine McKenna, of course, bizarrely using the child's name. What are you doing? CNN got in on it too, of course. So did Iran's state broadcaster, Press TV. And Canada's media just kept pumping out the stories, especially the CBC, which did several stories from different angles. They must have had 10 or 20 news tweets on the thing. Here's one, alleged attack on Toronto girl, just a tiny glimpse into anti-Muslim hate, advocate says. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, people. And then the obvious today. A press release from the police. Let me read it to you. After a detailed investigation, police have determined that the events described in the original news release did not happen. The investigation is concluded. Really? So, didn't happen. The investigation's concluded? Of course, there was no Asian man in his 20s with a mustache and glasses like the 11-year-old said. That was a lie. It was a hoax. Real 11-year-olds who were just attacked twice by a man with scissors, they don't have press conferences with their laughing younger brother. 11-year-olds do what they're told, though. This surely wasn't her idea. She was surely put up to it, perhaps by her lying, hoaxing mother. Interesting, the girl and her brother and their mother all have different last names. Are they part of a polygamous family? That might be a question that a reporter from the CBC might ask one day when they're done being stenographers for Islamic extremists, people pushing hijabs and niqabs, smearing all Canadians as racists. The CBC is the racist. The family is the racist, spreading false accusations of hate crimes. They're the ones who are spreading hate. They're the ones whipping up divisions amongst us. This rancid family and the school board and the politicians and the media who gave them a megaphone for their lie. I don't want an apology from the 11-year-old girl. She was obviously just doing what she was told to do, which is what children do. It's what a lot of women do in Islam, though. They're told to wear a hijab. They're told to wear a niqab. And if not, they get into trouble. I want an apology from the Islamophile politicians and media who are so quick to believe this obvious fake story and smear Canadians. I want an apology and an explanation from the school board and the police for permitting this bizarre exploitation of a child for PR purposes. But mainly, I want the mother charged. See, the police got the facts right, even if it took them a few days to do it. But they made an error in their last press release, didn't they? They said this investigation is concluded. Well, no, it's not. There is no scissors guy. But here's section 140(1)(c) of the Criminal Code of Canada. Let me read it to you. It's called public mischief. Everyone commits public mischief who, with intent to mislead, causes a peace officer to enter on or continue an investigation by reporting that an offense has been committed when it has not been committed, unquote. That's what happened here. Saima Samad, that's the mum, said an offense had been committed. It had not been. She misled the world. She misled the media. She misled politicians. She misled the school board. That's corrupt. That's unethical. That's lying. That's un-Canadian, but it is not illegal. What is illegal is lying to the cops to get them to start a police investigation. She has to be investigated now for this hoax. She has to be. Please sign my petition to the Toronto Police Service. It's simple. It says, we demand the Toronto Police Service investigate Saima Samad for misleading police by lying about her daughter being attacked for wearing a hijab. That's it. You cannot smear a peaceful, generous, tolerant country like that with your cowardly niqab hiding your face as you do it. That's just right and wrong. This woman broke the law too, though. She lied to police, and she should be charged with it. Go to hijabhoax.com, hijabhoax.com, and sign the petition. We will deliver it to the Toronto Police Service. You can't smear Canadians as racist and lie to the cops. Not in Canada, you can't. Go to hijabhoax.com. I'm outraged at this insult against Canadians, but I'm more outraged at the law breaking. Sign the petition. We need this woman investigated.